And we so that you're listening to this information. You want to share it with people. You want to go back and listen to it yourself. And we'll have that recording available, and feel free to share with anyone that you'd like. Okay. So I'm going to start screen sharing, and please give me a thumbs up if you see welcome. Okay, awesome. Great. Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Rhea Moore. I am a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. So I feel so grateful to say that. That just means we have a phenomenal team, y'all. We have I can't even stress that enough here with Plexus. So you are hopping on a wonderful call. So what Diamond Ambassador means is that we have helped hundreds and thousands of people start their journey to health and happiness. And we are going to show you how they do it and how we help them tonight. So thank y'all so much for joining. Before we officially start going into our information, please make sure that you put in the chat your name and who invited you. A lot of times your screen may have initials or may not even have a name. And so we have a lot of people in this team. So I want to make sure that we know your name, who invited you also, because we have a promo code. The person who invited you has a promo code that they're going to use because we have sales going on this month. So we're going to help y'all take advantage of that. So also, y'all, we're going to go into how gut health affects, why and how gut health affects everything from weight loss to building your immune system. I'll quickly go over some of our main products, and then we'll have some question and answer. So we should be done within 40 minutes, so that you can get back to enjoying your hump day, more so than you will enjoy this call. Trust me. Okay. So we will go ahead and get started, y'all. So Plexus, what is Plexus? So Plexus, y'all, these are plant-based vitamins and supplements that are focusing on repairing your gut, focusing on tackling inflammation, and also focusing on balancing your blood sugars. We'll get more into what that exactly does. But Plexus is different. It's just different from all anything else you can find in your grocery store, in the vitamins aisle. It's just phenomenal. It's superior products that are really getting to your system and getting to the root cause, not a band-aid, not just, throwing sugar into your system. Okay. But let's talk about why that is so important. Okay. All right. Look at this slide, y'all. Do you experience any of these symptoms? If you do, please put it in the chat. If you're comfortable with it, this is a no judgment zone, y'all. We are all here to help. Put in the chat any symptoms that you experience that you see on this slide. Also, if you have started Plexus already, and you have relief from these symptoms, put that in the chat also. What symptoms Plexus helped you relieve? I'll start, right? I'll get it started. Okay. Chronic fatigue, y'all. I have just always naturally been a high energy person, and late 30s, my energy started downhill. I mean, it was just on a whole nother level. It wasn't just not enough sleep. It was fatigue. I was getting B12 shots. Okay. I'm a fitness instructor, and there was this clinic next to one of the gyms that I taught Pilates at. And between classes, I would go into this family health clinic or whatever, and I would get a B12 shot. Y'all, get a B12 shot for my energy. I was just so fatigued, and I'm sitting here being a fitness instructor, couldn't figure out what was going on. Fatigue. It was my gut health. That's what was going on. We'll get into that. Also, chronic sinusitis, nonstop sinus infections, continuously experiencing sinus infections. I mean, every couple of months I get sinus infections, and every morning I had that post-nasal drip, all those issues, my ears, my throat, snorting, all that stuff. Hyperactivity, high anxiety. But I remember I was fatigued, right? I'm exhausted, but I have this anxiety and this hyperactivity, right? Also, not just anxiety, but that depression part of it, that gut-brain axis part of it, that also is connected to your gut health. So depression, anxiety, bloating, gas, y'all, increased belly fat. I just could not get rid of some of this stubborn belly fat. So those are just some of the things that I was experiencing that I'm no longer experiencing since being on Plexus. So I love this visual, and I know people are tired. My team's probably tired of seeing this visual, y'all, but I just love this visual because it really explains it so well for people who are visual like myself. But this pool up top, okay, look at this pool. This is your system before plexus. This is your inside. This is your gut before plexus. It is just overgrown with this fungal buildup and overgrowth, y'all. And guess what is making it worse? Guess what is feeding this fungal buildup? Sugar. Sugar, y'all. Sugar, processed foods, alcohol, medication like antibiotics, steroids, birth control, stress. Did I say pollution? I think I said pollution. Okay. And back to sugar again, because that yeast grows, feeds on sugar. So this is your insides, right? Your gut before plexus. What plexus does is it repairs your gut, and it also fights that fungal overgrowth. There's antifungal in plexus, and so then your insides are looking like this. So which pool, okay, which of your insides, your system, your gut, do you think you'll feel better? Which one do you look at and you feel like, oh, okay, I definitely would be, feeling better throughout my day, right? Really functioning well, functioning better. The bottom one. And so plexus is really just repairing your gut so you don't have this fungal overgrowth. It's tackling that inflammation, and you're able to feel how you're supposed to feel. All too often, y'all, we just assume that it's normal to feel tired. It's normal to feel, have our stomach issues after we eat. It's normal to have this brain fog, right? It's normal to all of a sudden have some food sensitivities. It's normal to have, skin sensitivities and allergies that we didn't have before. And we just think it comes with age. It's not normal. You don't have to feel like that. And it has nothing to do with your age. It has to do with the progression of your leaky gut. Another word for that is dysbiosis. Another word that we use is intestinal permeability. Any of those that you want to use, right? That's what it has to do with. And so this is a leaky gut up here, and plexus is going to help you get to that. And so that is how all of it, gut health can help with all of these things that I mentioned in the first slide. So moving along, 3 main pillars of health. 3 things will dictate your health, y'all. I've already mentioned blood sugars, inflammation, and gut health. Plexus tackles all 3 of these, and that's why when you get that in check, when you have a healthy gut, it just affects everything. Everything. It makes just everything so much better. Okay, so what is this gut you're talking about, Rhea? What is this leaky gut you're talking about? So for my visual people, here's another visual. So look at this on the left. This is your gut, which is your GI tract. Okay, so in our GI tract, y'all, it is a barrier. It serves as our barrier to our entire bodies, just like our skin is barrier to the outside world. Our GI tract serves as a barrier. These, things that we eat, it's protecting our bodies, not letting certain things get into our bloodstream, get throughout our bodies. Well, it's a brick wall, supposed to be like a brick wall. All of those things that I mentioned that contribute to that top pool, that unhealthy green pool, all of those things that I mentioned and contribute to a leaky gut, right? And what happens is that brick wall turns into a picket fence. And so now you have all these things getting through that picket fence and into your bloodstream, y'all. These are toxins, pathogens, undigested food particles, which just sounds gross, right? So leaky gut is exactly what it sounds like. Your gut is leaking. Okay. And y'all, that is connected to all of those symptoms that we talked about at the very beginning of the call, that first slide. It is connected to a lot of mystery symptoms. I cannot tell you how many people are misdiagnosed with IBS because those are those mystery symptoms. I'm one of those people that was almost misdiagnosed because I have had GI issues since my 20s. And before plexus, I would see my gastroenterologist about every 6 weeks. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I ate healthy. I ate anti-inflammatory foods. Often would go on my plant-based diet moments. I'm going to be honest, I couldn't fully go into, I chose not to fully go into plant-based diet because there's just some things I love to eat. So, but I'm drinking water, I'm taking my beetroot shots, I'm taking my wheatgrass shots, I'm eating every color of the rainbow. I'm in my kitchen making my own elderberry syrup. I'm a health coach, a certified health coach. I'm a certified Pilates instructor, right? I know this, I know what I'm doing. Still felt terrible. Still had to see my GI doctor every 6 weeks, could not figure out what was wrong with my stomach. I was bloated. I was nauseous. I had these pains, like pangs with a G. Those ones, that really hurt, right? Just throughout my belly, throughout my abdomen, could not figure out what was going on. Okay. Y'all, those are those symptoms, those mystery symptoms. When you say, I just don't feel like myself. I just don't feel like myself anymore. I don't know. And I kept saying that. And my husband finally one day said, Rhea, you haven't felt like yourself about 2 years now. And I was like, oh, that is so messed up. That is so messed up. I don't want to, that's not what I'm going for here, y'all. So interplexus, right? So that is what your leaky gut is. And it is connected to all of these mystery symptoms and not so mystery symptoms, autoimmune issues, sinus issues, migraines. I mentioned that gut brain connection, right? So ADD, depression, anxiety, your energy, just connected to so many things, your immune system, especially your respiratory functioning, your lung health is connected to your gut health. Your ability to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight is connected to your gut health. We'll go get more into that. And so all of this leaky gut progression, y'all, results in all the things that I just mentioned. Here's just it's another visual for the visual folks like me. Okay, so why are food and exercise no longer enough? I like to share this because again, your gut health is connected to everything. So a lot of times, y'all, we're doing those workouts and we're eating right, and we just can't figure out what is wrong. And I mean, we like, how many times have you heard someone say, I've hit a plateau. It started out great and I just plateaued. I can't figure it out. You know, my metabolism is just non-existent. Can't figure it out. It's your gut health. It is your gut health. So I will share some weight loss stories because a lot of people start Plexus for weight loss, because that's just something that we're all, you know, the majority of our society struggles with the older we get, right? I started Plexus for my GI issues. I also started my oldest daughter. I'll share her story in a bit. I started her on that because she's a lot of chronic issues. She's been in and out of the hospital, 8 major surgeries, all that. I started her on Plexus also, things that I read about Plexus that would be good for her development. But I like to share my before and after. I didn't officially take before pictures. That, you know, they say when you start Plexus, take your before pictures. I didn't because I was like, well, I'm not doing it for weight loss. But y'all, I see now that I'm aging backwards. These pictures up top, I am 39 and 40 in the pictures up top. Pictures down here, I'm 42 and 43. So it's about 2-3 year difference. And I have aged backwards, y'all. I'm 39 in this picture on the top left. I look about at least 20 years older than 39 in this picture, okay? So, and thought I was cute at the time, right? But now I see like, oh, wow, all that inflammation. In the top pictures, I'm 120 pounds, bottom pictures, 120 pounds. But you can see my muscle more now. And I'm leaner because all of that stubborn belly fat well, I shouldn't say all of it, that stubborn belly fat that I would hide, because that was just my area, what I would call my area of weakness in my midsection, is gone now. And you can see my abdominals now, that I've gotten rid of that stubborn belly fat. But that inflammation, y'all, it's the inflammation. My hair is healthier. My nails are healthier. My skin is healthier. It's like I have collagen again, more collagen in my system. But I did mention most people start Plexus for weight loss. That's one of those other things. Your gut health is connected to everything. Another one of them being weight loss. So I love sharing Dr. Petrie's story. So Dr. Petrie, this is a picture of her in April 2019. Had not started Plexus. She started Plexus end of February. She ordered her first Plexus products end of February 2020. This is a picture of Dr. Petrie in March of 2020, and here's another one in September of 2020. So Dr. Petrie just started feeling much, much better, phenomenal, looking phenomenal. She's already looked phenomenal, but she started reaching her weight loss goals, right? And then she started sharing with everybody, friends, family, her patients. She's a dentist here in Houston, Texas. And 4 months later, Dr. Petrie earned her Plexus Lexus. So that's another beautiful thing about just sharing your story, that you can be rewarded from Plexus. But I love sharing her weight loss story, and not just her weight loss story, but also her story with she's a pre-diabetic, and also her lipid panel. So Plexus has helped her with her blood sugars, has helped her with her cholesterol. Now, listen, this is not a quick fix, y'all. This is not you know, you just take it, you don't have to do anything else, you know. And Dr. Petrie will share, she will share with you, I was not in the gym every single day, but she was walking. She would go on her walks. She was, you know, not just eating whatever in the world she wanted. And her results, y'all, are typical. I'm not gonna say they are not typical. There are a lot of different testimonies in our group Journey to Health and Happiness. If you're not in there, ask the person who invited you to this call to add you to that group. journey to health and happiness. But if you take Plexus consistently, and if you drink your water, and if you get out there, get active, you will see results. You will see results. And I love sharing Dr. Petrie's results. I also love sharing Dana's results. I remember when Dr. Petrie and Dana started with Dr. Adrian Williams, who's on our Plexus team. And I just remember the day that they started with her. And I love Dana's story because Dana has part of her thyroid removed. And I remember her saying, I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to try it because nothing else is working. And she was just exhausted. And since her surgery, her thyroid surgery, she was gaining weight and just, always having to take naps and living off of Diet Cokes, and just could not, no matter what she did, the weight just kept coming on and coming on. And so this is Dana. All these pictures are taken within her first 6 months of being on Plexus, y'all. And it just warms my heart. I love stories like this. And it touches my heart, especially because Dana is a mom also. And, she shares how she's a better mom. She's the mom that she was before her surgery, and she had such fatigue, and she feels like she's back to herself. And I know how that feels. So I love sharing Dana's story also. Now, my friend Danielle, we talked about blood sugars, right? And getting your gut health in check will help you. So this is Danielle, y'all. This is Danielle's blood sugar log. And, she shares that she was eating healthy. She's really good about that. I know Dana well, especially since this Plexus, starting her Plexus journey, and, talking on the phone with her, and she's saying, I was doing the right things. I was eating the right foods. I was active. I was going to my gym and just couldn't get the numbers down. She added Plexus in, I think it was February. Yes. She started Plexus into February, and these are her numbers in March once being on Plexus. The only thing she changed was adding Plexus. That's that balancing of those blood sugars. That's tackling that gut health and that inflammation, y'all. And it just can help everything. It affects everything. So I love sharing Danielle's story. I did mention my daughter. So, Plexus and your gut health, y'all, getting your gut health right also affects your immunity. It just affects so many things. But one of the biggest reasons why I share so much, and I just get excited and could share about Plexus over and over and over and over, is because what it has done for my daughter. So my daughter was born at 23 weeks. She is a micro preemie. She was given 48 hours to live. She was in the NICU for 8 months. She was on oxygen until she was 2 years old. She was tube fed, a tube in her stomach, a G tube, until she was 4. And she wasn't able to chew and swallow solid foods until 2nd grade. So I used to puree her food and go to school at lunch and make sure she was, eating her food, because she had some hand-eye, coordination, fine motor skill issues, and or areas for improvement, right? So this is Claire, my daughter, in 2018. So this is at Texas Children's Hospital. One of the reasons we moved to Texas from Florida was for Texas Children's Hospital. And she, every July, once a year, she has an appointment where she sees all of her specialists, right? This is her evaluation. It's a day-long event. She sees all of her specialists, her neurosurgeon, her neurologist, her gastroenterologist, her nutritionist, her developmental pediatrician, her physical medicine doctor, all the people, right? And they evaluate her. Well, this is that appointment in 2018. And this on the right, y'all, is the exact same appointment 1 year later in 2019. And she had been on Plexus less than a year at this point, but at least 6 months, closer to probably around 7 months at this point. But this is the before and after. Just look at the picture. I mean, just look at the picture. That alone for me, because she is connecting, like her eyes are connecting, her thoughts are connecting. She was always kind of like out in space, right? And that's fine, y'all. I always say I will take it, because this child was not even supposed to survive, right? So we will take it. But it's just phenomenal to see how really focusing on her gut health, her inflammation, and blood sugars has just changed her development. It's helped her skin issues, her headaches. She has hydrocephalus, which is buildup of fluid on her brain, and she has a tubing, a shunt that drains the fluid from her brain to into her belly. And she has a lot of GI issues. She had necrotizing enterocolitis, so she had some of her intestines removed. And she has gastroparesis. Most of her, I mentioned she had 8 major surgeries, most of them being 2 were brain surgeries, 1 was a heart surgery, but the others were had to do with her system, her GI. She has, my child has so many war wounds, right? We call it beauty marks, like on her belly from all of her surgeries. But Plexus has just done wonders, y'all. And I was doing all the things with her, right? I was focusing on the anti-inflammatories and no processed foods and what I was putting into her system. And Plexus was the missing piece. Plexus offered that missing piece for her. You could see that in the picture on the right. Her attention, her cognitive development has improved, her weight has improved. She's not constantly constipated. This child was hospitalized one time for 3 days just for constipation. So all this improvement. This is when I started shouting to the rooftops about Plexus. And so these are some of the vitamins that I like to share. The kids' vitamins, the adult vitamins, the omegas. Omegas are super duper important, y'all, especially for autoimmune issues, but also it helps, it's brain and heart health. So it helps with your attention. My daughter had I mentioned she had heart surgery, she had a hole in her heart. And so, brain health and heart health are important, should be important to all of us, right? But I like to share those products too. And I'll go into some of the other products in just a moment. But listen, y'all, something else that your gut health affects is your immune system. Super duper important now. 70% of your immune system is in your gut. So when you have a healthy gut, when you repair your gut and you no longer have that leaky gut, you have a stronger immune system. And we all know how important this is right now, right? It's strengthening your immune system, doing everything you can to protect yourself against anything, but especially right now. Okay, so moving along, there's also that gut brain axis that we talk. That's something to Google. We talk about that AXIS. So gut brain axis or gut brain connection. But 90% of your serotonin, that's that happy hormone, is produced in your gut. So when your gut is not doing what it's supposed to do, right? When it's just leaking up a storm, then you feel different. Your mood is different. I have experienced that firsthand. When I first started Plexus, I was on Xanax and Zoloft. And I had been in the past on Wellbutrin, Prozac. I think Paxil probably, yeah, Paxil was in there at some point too. But when I started Plexus, I was on Xanax and Zoloft. And I was able to safely, with my doctor, titrate off of those. But listen, if I wasn't, that's fine too, y'all. Nothing is wrong with being on medication that you need. And we don't talk about that enough. Mental health is, but especially now, y'all, especially in this pandemic, it will just, man, it's rough. But I have noticed an improvement in my anxiety, even in the midst of a pandemic and having 3 kiddos learning from home for a year and a half, and just the stress of being in living in a pandemic, right? And I have not had the anxiety that I had before. And like I said, I was able to safely come off of those medications and stay off and still not need to go back on them, since focusing on my gut health with Plexus. So there's that connection there. Can't stress that enough. Also, y'all, I did mention our earlier that your gut health is connected to your respiratory health. And I like to share this picture of Claire, because she does suffer with asthma, but we haven't really had any asthma issues, y'all, since being on Plexus, which is just phenomenal. And she's, even if she wasn't having any kind of episode, she would always cough, constant cough. It was like this white noise in our house. She was constantly just coughing, coughing, coughing. And she just doesn't have that cough all the time. We haven't had to see her pulmonologist except for like her annual pulmonary function test. And we were there a couple months ago, and the nurse was giving air hugs. She gave us air hugs when we walked in, and she's like, "I haven't seen y'all in so long." I'm like, "I know, this is crazy. I love it." No offense, but I love it. So I like to share that also. Your gut health is connected to your respiratory health, and that's important right now in the midst of this pandemic, y'all. So those are the things, the main things that Plexus, that you see that your gut health affects. And when I say everything, I mean everything, y'all. Your gut health just affects everything. Okay. So let's talk about what else you can do, right? What else you can do when you start Plexus, because we want you to have that journey to health and to happiness all the way, right? So that health part, y'all, let's get physical. Okay. It's important too, to remain your physical activity. I love it, Jason. Jason's dancing, y'all. So listen, when you start Plexus, you get links to free fitness classes. This is Kenyatta. I love and adore her. I grew up with her. We grew up around the corner from each other. My grandmother used to help her, watch her when she got off the bus, the school bus. But she is a fitness instructor. we ended up living in the same city in the same town in Texas, Katy, Texas, and I taught at her studio. And her studio was voted best studio year after year after year in Katy, best fitness studio and Zumba studio. She recently moved back to Louisiana and does online fitness classes. She is a certified instructor, and so when you purchase your a Plexus Welcome Pack, you get links to her classes, two classes a week. And also when you reorder, you'll get those links at the beginning of every month. So y'all, this is, I mean, it's like a gym membership. Hello, but this is phenomenal. So I will stop screen sharing just for a moment because I do want to go, wait, hold on. Okay. Stop share. I hope. Okay, good. All right. I do want to go over some of our main products. So the triplex. Oh, look, I've seen more people are hopping on. Hey, y'all. Hello, Adrian. Hi, Mama Gloria and Raquel. Hi, y'all. So, such love here. Okay, so let's go over the triplex. So the triplex are three products, y'all. The Slim, the ProBio 5, and the Bio Cleanse. So I like to share the triplex especially because this really is the basis of repairing your gut. And I'll go over first the Slim. So the Slim is what we call our pink drink. It gets that color from beetroot. Beetroot, y'all, is the most anti-inflammatory food on the planet. I mentioned earlier I was a health coach, and going through my certification with the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, we had a whole like section on anti-inflammatory foods, and they spend the most time on beetroot. And I was just so excited. I was so excited because beetroot is in our Slim. It is an anti-inflammatory. Remember, those are one of those three pillars of health, those three things that will just dictate your health. Also, Slim, y'all, is a prebiotic. So think about that as like a fertilizer. It's going to help your body grow all the good bacteria that it's supposed to. And also Slim has chromium in it. So the chromium is what balances your blood sugars. So when you don't have those dips and spikes in your blood sugar, your day is just straight up different, completely different. So when you don't have those dips in your blood sugars, that you don't have those dips in your energy. You know that, like for me, it was 10 a.m. and it was 3 p.m. And I used to always say, from like noon to 2, I am golden. I used to always be like, from noon to 2, I get all up. That's when I get my stuff done, which is sad, y'all. It's only 2 hours. Okay. So those are those dips and spikes. Now it's much better. But so you're not experiencing those like, just slumps in energy and you're reaching for Dr. Pepper or your third cup of coffee, or you're like, let me get some sugar. Also, when you don't have those spikes in blood sugars, right, you're not eating really terrible things. Y'all, it's not about your willpower. When you have these spikes in your blood sugar, your body literally tricks you into wanting more sugar. Your body tricks you into wanting to eat more processed foods, more really terrible foods. And that's when you reach for the candy bar or the Cool Ranch Doritos. I'm saying Cool Ranch Doritos for a reason because that was me. Okay. Or you reach for the Dr. Pepper. Okay. You reach for the Skittles and you're like, oh, I just need a little burst of, energy. I'm going to eat some sugar. And it's just a constant cycle. No, you want to have those balanced blood sugars, and it's really just going to give you this really good clean energy. So that is a Slim. But listen, I started with the microbiome activating Slim because remember I mentioned I started for my GI issues. I started just for mood. I was just snapping at my kids. I was impatient. It just wasn't who I was. But most people, like I mentioned, a lot of people start Plexus for weight loss. And if that is the case for you, start with the Hunger Control Slim. So Hunger Control Slim is really just what you need. It has more fiber in it, so it's going to help you feel full in a natural way. You're not going to feel with any of this, you're not going to feel like jittery, right? Throughout the day. You're not going to feel like you're crashing. You're going to be able to go to sleep. So this is just the best way really to start your weight loss journey, the Hunger Control Slim. And when you start your welcome pack, y'all, will choose, you have a choice of which Slim. Okay. So that is the first part of the triplex. The second part of the triplex is the ProBio 5. And I could go on and on about this, but I won't. Okay. Because we're 30 minutes in. I don't want to keep you out too long. But the ProBio 5 is the probiotic. And this is what I started the first thing I started with Plexus was a probiotic. I have been on a probiotic for 20 years. And I never felt different when I took it, but I just knew I needed it. I knew the importance of having of those probiotics. It was not until starting the Plexus probiotic, the ProBio 5, that I felt different. I just my GI, my stomach just felt so much better. I just didn't have the issues, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, let's see what this is really about, right? But the ProBio 5 is different, y'all, because it's different from other probiotics because it has a digestive enzyme. It has an antifungal and it's in a freeze-dried capsulation. And that's important. I'll mention that in just a moment. But first, I want to talk about that antifungal. Remember that pool at the beginning of the call? That's that overgrowth of fungus on that swimming pool. Well, that's why the antifungal in the probiotic is so important. Remember, I talked about my sinus issues, that chronic sinusitis. Y'all, that is just like literally, you have just like a layer of fungus. It's just like a fungal buildup in your nasal cavities. And so when you get rid of that, it's just a game changer. Liver splotches, y'all, I have to mention this, okay? I used to have these liver splotches, like, of course, I didn't think to take a picture of them, but I used to have all these liver splotches on my back, like up here, okay, and then on my neck. Y'all, they're gone. I didn't. I was like, what? And my dermatologist was like, well, are you on an antifungal? And I was like, you know what? I am. Now that you mentioned that, I am. And so, I mean, just things that you don't even think about. That was a fungus. I didn't know liver splotches were fungus. And so things you don't even think about that it's helping with that antifungal is so important. Also, I mentioned that freeze-dried encapsulation. So listen, y'all, a lot of probiotics you have to refrigerate. Okay. And if you have a probiotic that you have to refrigerate, child, just throw that away. You are wasting your money because you have to refrigerate it, right? Because those strains of probiotics, they die when they hit heat. What is your tongue? What is your body? Heat. So you take it out the refrigerator, you pop that bottle open, you put it in your mouth, they're gone, y'all. Those strains of probiotics are dying. That's why other probiotics have billions and billions and billions of CFUs, those colony forming units, because they're like, we're just going to throw as much as we can at you and hope that some of them make it to your digestive system, right? Not with Plexus, not with the Probio 5. So they know that it's going to make it to your digestive system. So if you're comparing CFUs, just know that we don't have to like pack a ton of stuff because this is the good stuff. This is the quality stuff, right? Quality, not quantity. Okay. So this is the good stuff. And so because of that freeze-dried capsule, guess what? That body heat when it hits your tongue, it's still there. It does nothing to those strains of probiotics. And it's going to make it into your digestive system. And that is why this is the first time, and I've tried every probiotic, and I would get the expensive ones from Whole Foods because I thought, oh, they're expensive. They're from Whole Foods, it must be good. It's the first time that I have felt different after taking my probiotic. So the third part of the triplex is the BioCleanse. Okay. So that was a slim in the Probio 5. Now the BioCleanse. This is y'all, it's all around good stuff. Okay. It is going to oxygenate your cells, right? It is going to keep you in a more alkaline state, less acidic state. Cancer cells thrive in an acidic state. So you want to pay attention to that. Also, it's a magnesium supplement. Something else to Google. Don't just Google gut brain axis. Google magnesium deficiency. Also Google gut health and. If you go into Google and you put gut health and when you like stop right there and Google will, complete your search, do gut health and you'll see everything that it's connected to. Okay, so magnesium deficiency is something to Google too, and this is a magnesium supplement. But it also is going to help get all the bad stuff out of your system. It's a cleanse in the sense that it's going to help you be regular. It's not a cleanse and that harsh, unhealthy stuff that you're like, oh, I'm going to Mexico in 2 weeks. I need a cleanse. No, not that kind of cleanse, right? This is the healthy stuff that's good for you. It's going to help you naturally eliminate. And even when you think, oh, I'm regular, I don't need help eliminating. Guess what, y'all? We're usually eliminating the wrong things. We're usually eliminating the wrong things. BioCleanse is going to help get the bad stuff out that's supposed to be out. So Probio 5 is like scrubbing your toilet. And BioCleanse is like flushing that toilet, okay? Because you're not gonna scrub your toilet and just leave it like that with all that gross stuff in there, right? And I'm not talking about the gel clean. I'm talking about getting a scrubber, okay? And like really scrubbing it, all right? And BioCleanse is like flushing out all the bad stuff. These three things together, the Slim, the Probio 5, and the BioCleanse, y'all, it's phenomenal. It really is. Now you have to take it daily. You have to be consistent with it. It's like anything else. If you don't take it, guess what? It's not gonna work. And you need to drink your water. Drink half your weight in fluid ounces every single day. Help your body flush out those toxins. If you take Plexus like you're supposed to, you will see, feel, notice a difference. Okay. You have to give Plexus also, you need to give it at least 3 months. I like to share my timeline because that's important. Listen, it took me about 40 years to get a leaky, to just mess up my gut. Okay. It's going to take more than 4 weeks to repair it. And I'm thankful that I knew that. And I took it consistently. And you want to take it, give it at least 3 months. There is a 60-day money back guarantee. So that's important. So at the very least, give it those 60 days. I suggest 3 months, because 3 months, excuse me. I let that H out, the Louisiana in me. I'm like months, 3 months, because I felt such a difference, y'all, between like really after month 3, and by month 5 and 6, it was rainbows and unicorns and sunshine every single day. I'm not even gonna lie. I felt the difference in my first 3 months in my GI issues. I was nauseous less often, and it was less severe. Same thing with my daughter. I noticed in her for like really at month 3, is when we started noticing her migraines were lessening, because she suffered from severe migraines. She was missing like twice a week. The nurse would call me. Like literally, I give the nurse, like the nurse is on our Christmas card list. She and I are like this. We talked all the time. We talk weekly. Okay, the school nurse. And she would. I mean, I would be in her office at least twice a week, and Claire's migraines would come with vomiting and just really horrible pain. And I noticed after 3 months of being on Plexus that she wasn't in the nurse's office as much. And when she would have a migraine, it was less severe. And they all, they were less often and less severe. And by month 5, 6, no calls from the nurse. No calls from the nurse. And her grades improved. Because she wasn't always in the nurse's office. So I like to share that, y'all. If you give it time and you give it attention and you give it that consistency, it is just phenomenal. So that is the triplex. Now we are already at 8:07, so I'll just go through the other products really real quick because I love them a lot. I mentioned the Omega X. So I already talked about that. The brain health, heart health, omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. If you have an autoimmune disease and your autoimmune issues, the Mega X, get on that Mega X. If you have sleep issues, Mega X. It helped me get off of Ambien. I know I was on everything under the sun. I know y'all like, Rhea, what else? I know, child, probably some more. We'll go through it. We'll get to it. Okay. Not on Ambien anymore. And I sleep. I get into that REM, that rapid eye movement sleep when I have dreams again, and I was getting that good sleep. Okay. X Factor Plus is the multivitamin, jam packed with vitamins. Y'all, it will also help menopause symptoms. And I've noticed a change in my hair, my skin, my nails. That this is the multivitamin. Okay. I love and adore it. Oh, take it with food. I mean, I've had to do that with any multivitamin, but I like to just give a little tip. Take with food. Some people don't have to, but why find out, right? But I've always had to do that. Now, Immune Plus is an immune builder, another supplement, Immune Plus. And I like to talk about our greens. This is our newest product, and it is so good. Y'all, it is an antioxidant superfood blend. It is so delicious. I used to take wheatgrass shots every morning, and it tasted like wheatgrass. It tasted like dirt. Okay. This does not. Okay. This does not. This tastes so good. So this is the Plexus greens. And guess what? If you order the Plexus greens, okay, you will get entered into a drawing, y'all, a drawing for a free Peloton, okay, or excuse me, Peloton. My Louisiana always comes out, Peloton, okay, or there's a $500 drawing and a $1,000 drawing. So whoever invited you to this, ask them about that, okay? That's the greens. Also, we have collagen. I've taken the collagen. I love it. It's helped my hair, my skin, my nails. The lighting is like my computer light. That's the collagen complex. Grass-fed bovine collagen. Also, the plant-based weight loss supplements, Balance and Metaburn. Metaburn is going to boost your metabolism. It's going to burn that stubborn belly fat. And Balance is going to block those carbs and sugars. So you take it about 20 minutes before your heaviest carb meal. That is the Balance. Also, Vital Biome. I take one every morning. Phenomenal. I take my ProBio 5 at night. I take the Vital Biome in the morning. And I mentioned ProBio 5 because the Vital Biome is also a probiotic, but it is specific to those strains for your mood, that gut-brain connection, right? So the Vital Biome, I take one every morning. Ease is the anti-inflammatory supplement. If you suffer from chronic pain, chronic inflammation, you need the Ease. Even if you don't, I take the Ease every night. My husband takes it. My 13-year-old, my oldest daughter, the story I shared, Claire, she takes it every night also. It helps keep her migraines away. She also has mild cerebral palsy. And so her hands will, she'll have pain in her hands. We used to, and she has it. And so she would kind of like do this, like just messing with her hands through, like the second half of the day. And she doesn't do that anymore. She's on Ease. Edge. Edge is a supplement for focus, mental clarity, and focus. So I take this instead of my Adderall and Vyvanse two other things I've been on before that I'm no longer on, right? So I tried the Adderall, I tried the Strattera, I tried the Vyvanse. I just did not want to be on those controlled meds. So Plexus has really helped me with my ADD. So that's the edge. The kids, I mentioned this in our picture earlier. So the kids chewables, it's called X Factor Kids. It is a multivitamin and a probiotic in one. I have three kiddos, y'all. My 13-year-old, my 9-year-old, and my 5-year-old. They've been on Plexus like for 3 years now, and they love these. And my youngest one started these right before. You can start at age 2. I will admit, I started her a little bit before age 2, and she loved and adored them. Still does. So they're really, really good, and they break up easily. They're chewables. You don't want those gummies. You don't want the other, kids vitamins that are just packed with sugar. You don't have to worry about that with the Plexus Kids vitamins. Okay, 2 more things. Lean protein shakes. If your goal is weight loss, incorporate the lean as a meal replacement, and it's good, y'all. It's really, really good. Let me tell you what I do. I mix my lean, my collagen, my greens, and my active. I think I got everything right. And my active all in one and in the morning, and it is so good. It's so good. It's my breakfast. So the lean can be it's a protein shake. It can be a meal replacement. It can be a snack. It just if you're using it as like a snack and get some protein, use 1 scoop. Meal replacement, use 2 scoops. And this really will jumpstart your weight loss journey. And it is a good meal replacement. Like, you will not be hungry afterwards. I mentioned that I put the active in my lean shakes. That is the last thing I want to mention. The active is our energy drink. It is delicious. It's going to replace Red Bull, 5-hour energy, all the coffee. It is just that clean energy. And guess what? When you purchase a welcome pack in September, you get a free bag of active. A free bag of active. So, but that ends tomorrow night. It ends tomorrow night at 10:59 Central Standard Time. Okay. So just tell yourself like 8:59. Give yourself a little time, right? So make sure you get your order in. But free bag of active. But don't wait until then, because it's while supplies last. They still have supplies, but just hurry up and get it in, right? While you can get your active. So I just wanted to share this real quick, and we'll open for question and answer. Y'all have been so patient and listening, and I appreciate that. But listen, right now, I know there's only 2 days left in the month, but I want to mention this, that Plexus is so phenomenal, y'all. Anyone who purchases a welcome pack with Plexus, you can take advantage. Oh, I'm sorry. I put August, y'all, my brain, but this is September. Okay. You can share with friends and you'll get, cash back. So listen, you get started and you're like, okay, my sister, my mom, my coworker, they all want to do this with me. Or if it's 3 people, 6 people, 9 people, but the person who introduced you to Plexus, let them know. We'll help get them started by, tomorrow night, and you will get your cash back. And this is not in free product. This is like literally cash. And so from here, y'all, what you'll do to get started, you'll pick a welcome pack. And these are just examples of the welcome packs. There are a lot of different options, y'all, that we have. So you can get a smaller welcome pack for $109. It's actually on sale this month only, it's on sale in September. And I'll go over all the sales in just a moment. But you can get the smaller one that's 3 products in it. You can get the larger one that has 7 products in it. And so we will help. What happens from here is we'll ask you, hey, what are your health goals? Let's make sure you're getting what you need. If you are getting what you need, you're not getting anything you don't need, even though all this is from my pantry, right? So when it comes to Plexus, I'm like, we need everything. But we'll help you get started on the right welcome pack. We will also make sure you take advantage of the sale. So the welcome packs are 10% off right now. So 10% off of these prices that you see under here, right here. Also, y'all, you get the wholesale price without paying that wholesale fee. So when I started Plexus, it was $39.95. Let's just say $40, right? $40 for access to the wholesale pricing. And it's just like Sam's or Costco. You pay that annual fee to have, or annual enrollment to have the wholesale price for an entire year. Right now it's $1, y'all. It is $1. That is definitely going to end tomorrow night. So you want to take advantage of that. So why do you want to get started immediately, right? And no later than tomorrow night? Because you're not paying that $40 I paid, right? You're paying $1, just an extra dollar, and you get the wholesale cost for the next year. You also get a free bag of active and you get 10% off. So the person who invited you to this call has a promo code for you and you'll get another 10% off of this 109 or 209. It's really a phenomenal deal, y'all. And all that comes to right at 50% off, because normally these welcome packs are 150 and more and 415 and more. So y'all jump at this sale. It does end tomorrow night. It's phenomenal. I'm like, can I go back and get and start with this sale? So I'm gonna stop screen sharing and so that we can open up for any questions. If you have any questions, go ahead and unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat. Completely up to you. I'm also gonna look in the chat to see if we have any questions. And thank you everyone who invited you, your name and who invited you. Oh, I love the chat. Y'all are so awesome. Okay. Let's see. Yes, she's had a lot of improvement, Raquel, a lot of improvement. So yeah, just, does anyone have any, I'm looking in the chat. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add? What has helped y'all? We have any team members? I think Miss Gloria had mentioned, also, excuse me, I had mentioned ease earlier. And so I know one time Miss Gloria had mentioned how ease, I don't know if it was you, Miss Gloria, or a friend of yours had helped her with arthritis. And so I have some friends. I actually have a friend who has rheumatoid arthritis, and it has helped her with that. Phenomenal. I also have another friend who has lupus, actually my best friend's mom, and then another friend of mine who has MS. And so, and they have found relief, y'all. They have found relief with this. So that group Journey to Health and Happiness that I mentioned, there are a lot of testimonies in that group also. But I forgot to mention those true, those stories for the ease also. I can't speak enough for the ease. I just love and adore it. So let's see what else. And I'm reading the chat. I'm responding to comments in the chat. Okay. All right. Oh yes, Jason said, okay, yes. And I use almond milk in there too, Jason. I put all my stuff when I mix all my shake, my lean stuff. So does anyone have any questions? Well, all right, I guess what's that, Charmin?
One quick question. What was the, when did you start your youngest child on triplex?
Oh, so the youngest, my 5-year-old, she isn't necessarily on triplex. She's on Slim. Okay. I give her like a little, like this much of Slim every day, microbiome activate. And I do, I sprinkle both, what do you call it? The ProBio 5 and BioCleanse into her yogurt. So yeah, I guess she is on triplex. But so I sprinkle that into her yogurt on days that she has yogurt. And she also, what do you call it? The other day, she just took a ProBio 5 all on her own. So I haven't had to sprinkle the ProBio 5. So every now and then, and she just was like, oh yeah, this is fine. I can do this. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. We're up in our probiotics. I love it. And I'll sprinkle the BioCleanse in her yogurt when she eats yogurt. So I started that at probably 4. Yeah, 4, because she just turned 5. So she was 4 when I started doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And so when I mix that microbiome activating Slim in the morning, and I just pour a little bit, about that much. And I give my 9-year-old, she'll be 10 next month, I give her about 3 ounces, like a mason jar. And then I give Claire nearly a full one, my soon to be 14-year-old, of the microbiome activating Slim. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great question, Charmin. All right, y'all. Well, it is 8:20, so at least we were under an hour, right? I'm sorry it wasn't a 40-minute call, but I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for hopping on. Make sure to reach out to whomever invited you, even if you don't see them in the square. Just reach out to them and say, hey, I was on the call. I want my promo code. I want my free active, right? And these are my health goals. It will help get you started. So everyone have a wonderful hump day. Please remember to take advantage of these sales before the end of the month, before tomorrow night. Okay. Bye, y'all. Have a great night. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Good night. Thank you, Rachel. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Rhea.
Thank y'all.